now we're going to use point slope form. Okay, so it's another way of looking at your slope, your y-intercept, the graph, if you wanted to graph it. Okay, I told you guys at the beginning that all the different forms are related, right? You can connect all of them in one way or another. One of the analogies I use for this is, it's kind of like, and I say this, it probably would upset my dad, but it's kind of like Italian food, right? All Italian food is pretty much the same thing, right?
Don't say that again.
That's true. It's so true though.
Mason, all Italian food is pretty much
You gotta let me finish. Let me finish. It's all some kind of pasta. It's all some kind of tomato sauce. And it's cheese, right? So even though you can have it in like lasagna or spaghetti or ravioli, it's all pretty much the same ingredients, just a different way. It's pretty close. Listen, I'm half Italian. I know how much this can upset people. I get that.
It's a horrible parents. I'm literally like, sorry.
You're not wrong. Actually, my mom is not Italian, so that's part of my
My whole family.
Yeah. So, but ask your mom, most of the ingredients are about the same. It's just how you cook them.
Tomato sauce, cheese, I know.
Right?
Cheese, pasta,
So,
tomatoes.
And
Bread. It can be a lot more than you think.
oh, I understand. But the majority of what people eat, I'm not trying to push your
It's
feet.
pasta, yeah.
Don't let it bother you.
lasagna on top of pasta. Spaghetti,
Okay.
pasta.
So, what we're doing,
Just noodles.
listen please, what we're doing is we're taking basically the same ingredients of an equation, a linear equation, and we're just putting it in different forms. Okay, so we started out with slope intercept, something you're familiar with. Now we're going to do point slope, but we're going to take point slope and we're going to turn it into slope intercept. And then eventually we'll take point slope, turn it into slope intercept, and turn it into standard form. So it's all connected. You can go forward, backward. It's like Transformers, right? You can like, it's a car, and then it's like, you know, like little guys ready to fight. Okay, it's all the same stuff. We're just making it look different ways. That's all we're doing here. We're not actually changing anything. We're just making it look different.
That's no fun.
Right? See? Now you know what I'm talking about. You got rotini. You got bow ties. You got angel hair.
Angel hair is the best.
You
Bow ties
got
are so
regular.
It's like
Angel hair and bow ties. Are so good.
It's
like really thick.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and write down this formula. Write this down. Don't let it overwhelm you. Okay, don't let it bother. Like, don't get worked up. I didn't try to. Technically I offended half my family, right? I want to believe that my dad would not be proud of me for saying that, but it's a pretty decent analogy.
Did I say y?
Y1 and x1. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Okay? Now, the m is still our slope. Pay attention. And the x1 and y1 make an ordered pair, right? So x1, y1. So we still have a slope and we have a point. That's why it's called point slope form. Because you have a point and you have a slope. You have an ordered pair and you have a slope, right? So you have those two things coming together to create slope intercept form. But there's going to be a little bit of math involved, okay? Like actually doing something besides just identifying it. So we're just going to jump into examples. For example 1, your slope is going to be 2, and your point is going to be -8, 3. Slope is 2, The point is negative 8, 3. Go ahead and label these x1 and y1. Just label them, help yourself out. You think you won't make the mistake, but you will. So if you label them, it'll help you put them back into this formula accurately. Number one mistake with these is people put x1 where y1 goes and y1 where x1 goes just because it's the way you see them, but that's not where they go in the formula. So I'm going to take the slope and I'm going to take these x1 and y1 values and I'm going to put them into this formula. So I'm going to get y minus 3 equals 2 times the quantity x minus negative 8.
Just y and y1 technically the same thing?
I'm sorry?
Isn't y and y1 technically the same
Nope.
thing?
Nope, they're different.
They are not.
Y1.
Nope, it's okay. Just let it play out. Just let it play out. I like what you're trying to process it, and that's good, but let it play out. Okay, now, the reason I wrote minus and negative was so I would remind myself that this is actually adding. Okay? So I have y minus 3 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 8. Some people can just do this in their head, and they can just jump to this. Other people need to see this step as a reminder. Ben, please don't do that in your chair. It's not funny. Okay, so now I have my point slope form. There are going to be times on your quiz, probably next week, maybe,
Yay.
end of next week, where it's going to say, write it in point slope form. And so you would stop here. This is point slope form, okay? But we're going to take it a step further on this example, okay? I want this into slope intercept. Okay, now, some of you might be saying, but we didn't have to do this before, and you're right. However, we don't know the y-intercept based on the information that was given here. This is our way to determine the y-intercept when we aren't given the y-intercept as the ordered pair.
It's really easy. You draw a graph and then you put
We're not going to draw any graphs.
Okay,
Nope.
but I mean, this is the way it is. You can draw the graph and then plot the point down to
You could.
opposite of the slope, and then there you go.
You
Whatever
could.
intersects the y. then
That's just a lot of extra work. You could do that. And I've had students that want to do that.
Or you can do the math, which would be, let's see.
Nope. Psh, psh, psh. No spoilers, Sebastian. No spoilers.
I don't
Okay.
even think that's how you're going to solve it.
Okay, so I'm going to take my point slope form and I'm going to solve for y. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to distribute the 2. So I now have y minus 3 equals 2x minus 16. Plus 16. And then I'm going to, remember, I'm trying to get y by itself. So then I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Y equals 2x plus 19.
Your y-intercept is 0,
The y-intercept is 0, 19. Right? So I didn't have a y-intercept up here. And the easiest way to graph something is to put it into slope-intercept form. So I used point slope, solved for y, and now I have slope-intercept form.
So is my x-intercept 0, 7? That would make sense.
No, because it's a positive slope, so this would start at 19 and only continue up. Did you have this as a positive slope here?
Yeah. Probably not that idea.
Did you maybe not graph it at negative 8, 3? Maybe you did negative 8 on the x-axis? Or on the, yeah, so it should go negative 8 and then 3. I think you just started in the wrong location, but you would have figured it out. Okay, let's do a couple more. Next page. So my goal is to put this into slope-intercept form, but you need a y-intercept. So we use point-slope form as the transition to get into the y-intercept. So I'm going to write out my point-slope formula, y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. I'm going to label my x1 and y1 my ordered pair, so I don't accidentally put them in the wrong place. Minus a negative is adding. So here's my point-slope form. So if I wanted the answer in point-slope, I would stop right here. I wouldn't go any further because I have the point and I have the slope. Lots of great whisperers in here.
I think we heard you guys did.
Oh my gosh, she's going so fast.
You didn't hear the other part? Slow.
I guess not. Stop.
Nope.
I was literally whispering to you. Why?
What was that?
Why'd you subtract the y?
So it's y minus y1. So when I put the negative 1 in for y1, I have to add them. And I haven't done anything else yet.
No. Why is it y minus?
It's just the formula.
Why are you arguing with the formula?
I don't know. Somebody decided it. I just teach it. Okay. Now, if I want to turn this into slope-intercept form,
Minus 1. It'd be negative.
so then I could take this and graph it, and I'll have my y-intercept showing. I'll have my slope will be really easy to see. I won't be guessing about where things are going to end up.
How are you going back?
All you have to do is subtract 1.
Say that again?
It's on the front page.
I don't know. I just like to make tons of space. Don't be dizzy. Okay, so I want you guys to use example 2 and example 1 to take this point and this slope, put it in a point slope form, and then put it into slope intercept form. So use the examples you have. Use the formula for point slope correctly. No shortcuts.
No. I'm never going to show you slope-intercept form from that. Fuck that.
The x minus 4 x plus 4.
So I need to have point slope form too.
Say that again?
So I have to write down point slope form too.
Yep, you're going to have to be able to do that on the quiz. I need you to practice it, please.
We have to write down what it's point. Oh.
Well, I mean,
I have a lawyer. Who's my lawyer?
the plot slope is right here before it's distributed. You've already made it a plus sign. So I always show that extra step in case students don't know how did I get a plus one, but the order terms a negative one.
That's Mason.
What? I always do.
I just started redoing
I
this.
always do.
Wait, this is a strong word.
I actually
It's a strong word.
Make sure that like.
Okay, now we are for formulas. Let's write down our formula. Y minus y1 equals and
Okay, let's compare.
That was kind of mean. In my head,
Are you mad at they actually did like right here? Are you mad at they?
I heard him talking smack about this too.
That's definitely a
It took me
Okay, how'd you guys do here? How'd we do? Carson, good? Adam?
How'd you get the negative? Like, I put a positive.
For what?
What do you What do you mean?
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So 3 times negative 4 is negative 12.
But
And then I had to subtract 5.
the 4 is positive though.
Right, but remember the formula is x minus x1. So that should be a negative 4 in there.
I still got the correct answer.
Good question. Does anybody else have questions? Okay, we're going to stop right there. I do have